Football thrives on rivalries, and derbies make them fiercer. The crunching tackles come far often than in regular games. The fans' chants have that extra bit of spice, and club legends are made overnight, for winning is the sole aim on either side's mind. The Premier League has seen many special derbies develop since its inception, but the North London derby stands out for various reasons. Arsenal, for many years the capital's foremost club, have been made to feel uncomfortable in recent seasons by their exuberant neighbours, Tottenham Hotspur. Whether London is red or white or blue, while you are at it has been a raging topic for the past few decades, and fans are desperate to secure bragging rights after each edition of the North London derby. And nothing quite stokes the fire ahead of Saturday's mammoth clash at the Emirates than a combined GunnersLilywhites XI. Considering all their players are full-fledged internationals, and some even have a claim on being called world-class, almost every selection is expected to be a bone of contention. Both teams play similar three-at-the-back systems, and hence, the statesman has compiled a combined 11 in a 343 formation for you. Goalkeeper Hugo Lloris. Tottenham Hotspur. Petr Cech is a Premier League legend, of that there is no doubt. But the 35-year-old is past his prime, and Tottenham's captain, Hugo Lloris, is one of the best keepers, not just in the English top flight, but the world as well. The 30-year-old Frenchman is the perfect exponent of the sweeper-keeper position, and while he does make the odd mistake, he more than makes amends with a flying save the next moment. Lloris has bailed out his team on many occasions. Photo AFP centre-back Toby Alderweireld. Tottenham Hotspur. Since his arrival in England from Atletico Madrid, Alderweireld has steadily established himself as the Premier League's finest central defender. High praise, but the 28-year-old deserves all the acclaim, as his displays for the Lilywhites have enabled them to maintain one of the league's stingiest defences. Per Mertesacker and Shkodran Mustafi are decent defenders, but while former is clearly over the hill, retiring at the end of the season, the latter, who had reportedly fallen out of favour with Arsene Wenger, is simply not in Alderweireld's league. Toby Alderweireld truly is Spurs' defensive rock. Photo AFP centre-back Jan Vertonghen. Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs have enjoyed the services of Jan Vertonghen in his prime, and the versatile Belgian has been a treat to watch. Unsurprisingly, considering he came up through the ranks at the Ajax Academy, the 30-year-old has a cultured approach to defending and is at ease when he has the ball. Technically, Alderweireld has an edge over Vertonghen, especially in the physical department, but since none of Arsenal's defenders have covered themselves in glory, the entire defence of our combined 11 is constituted of players fluent in French. Vertonghen is a regular for Belgium and Spurs both. Photo AFP centre-back Laurent Koscielny. Arsenal. Laurent Koscielny's big aim record doesn't make for good reading, but with the Gunners misfiring for a few seasons now, it would be harsh to single him out for their travails. The 32-year-old remains Arsenal's best defender, and while Davinson Sanchez has been promising in his debut season so far, it's too early to rate Spurs' £40 million acquisition and record signing over the hard-hitting Frenchman. Laurent Koscielny will be focusing on Arsenal after the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Photo AFP left-wing back Sead Kolasinac. Arsenal a controversial inclusion, considering both Spurs' Danny Rose when fit and Ben Davies have been impressive for the past 2 seasons, but Arsenal's Serbian recruit has been imposing since his arrival in the summer. What acts against Davies is that he plays second fiddle to Rose, who has just made his comeback from a long-term knee injury. The 24-year-old Kolasinac has already scored once this season and has chipped in with 3 assists for good measure, while Davies' offensive contributions have been equally noteworthy: 2 goals and 2 assists. His starting spot is not certain with Rose's return, and Kolasinac's game seems tailor-made for the wing-back slot. Rose have made the slot, but the 27-year-old isn't as consistent as he should be, and Kolasinac edges him out. The burly Serb has been an impressive signing. Photo Twitter. Central midfield Eric Dier. Tottenham Hotspur. Every team's unsung hero is the one who shields the defence. The versatile Eric Dier does that job admirably for Spurs and doesn't quite get the credit he deserves. Moussa Dembélé is a fine player, but the talented Belgian isn't a proper defensive midfielder, and Dier would be the logical choice for most managers when asked to pick an enforcer. Victor Wanyama was a contender for this slot, but the African's technical abilities aren't refined, and the need of the hour is for modern footballers to be able to be as competent with the ball as they are without it. Arsenal's Granit Xhaka has impressed in patches, but like most of his teammates, has been found wanting in the big games, and the likes of Francis Coquelin and Mohamed Elneny don't look like they will ever become regulars for the Gunners. Eric Dier captained England against Germany and France, suggesting his worth is finally being appreciated. Photo AFP Central midfield Christian Eriksen. Tottenham Hotspur. The man who makes Spurs tick is there. Danish maestro in midfield. Ideally a number 10, Eriksen is versatile enough to play in almost any system. His graft often goes unnoticed due to his pinpoint through balls and his well-struck shots. The 25-year-old Eriksen, who's the toast of his nation after helping them qualify for the 2018 FIFA World Cup, is a handy option on set pieces as well, and you would be hard-pressed to find a notable flaw in his game. Aaron Ramsey has shown signs of getting back to his best, but the Welshman continues to struggle with a variety of niggling injuries, and Eriksen is the clear winner here. Mesut Ozil has intermittently lit up the Premier League with his elegance, but the German hasn't quite lived up to his billing in North London, and perhaps a change of scenery would be best for all parties involved. Santi Cazorla would have been in with a shout, but the diminutive Spaniard has been injured for so long that it's difficult to believe he's still a part of Arsene Wenger's squad. Eriksen bagged a hat-trick as he sent Denmark into the 2018 FIFA World Cup this week. Photo AFP right wing-back Heung-min Son. Tottenham Hotspur. Technically the Korean plays in a more advanced position for the Lilywhites, but his excellent work rate and underrated technical abilities would make him a fine wing-back. Kieran Trippier has done an admirable job in the position since Kyle Walker's departure, but one feels new recruit Serge Aurier will be Mauricio Pochettino's first choice in the future. The Ivorian can be deadly on his day, but his rash tendencies threaten to overshadow his positive contributions each time he steps foot onto the pitch. Hector Bellerin, a reported Barcelona target, is probably the fastest player in the Premier League, but pace isn't everything, and the young Spaniard's poor decision-making often lets him down in the final third. Considering Son is a proper wing or a second forward, this selection is expected to create a furore, but after his 14-goal return last season and fine form in the current campaign, he just had to be included. Always smiling, Son is now the highest-scoring Asian player in the history of the Premier League. Photo AFP left wing Alexis Sanchez. Arsenal's want-away winger is yet to hit top form this season, but the Chilean remains one of the Premier League's finest wide men. Since his arrival from Barcelona in 2014, Sanchez has let his feet do the talking, and after having scored 53 goals in his last 3 seasons in the English top flight, it's safe to assume that the 28-year-old is one of the best players in England. Sanchez's petulance can be grating at times, but no player is perfect. And as a move to Manchester City or some other lucky club nears, Arsenal fans best enjoy the Chilean's displays while they still can. Sanchez is said to be ending closer to a pre-contract agreement with Manchester City. Photo AFP centre-forward Harry Kane. Tottenham Hotspur. Was there any doubt? Winner of the Premier League's Golden Boot for the past 2 seasons, Kane continues to score goals at a prodigious rate, and any of Spurs' rivals would be counting their stars if they could manage to nab him. It doesn't come as a surprise that rumours of a move to Real Madrid continue to swirl, but remaining with the Lilywhites, who have centred their game around him, is an appealing proposition for the 24-year-old, as he is bound to become a legend here. Barring perhaps Sergio Aguero, Kane is the league's finest centre-forward, and the stats are there too back up the bold claim. Alexandre Lacazette, who is Arsenal's record signing, looks like the real deal, but it's too early to seriously consider the rapid 26-year-old Frenchman over Kane. If Harry Kane keeps scoring freely, he will have to be considered world-class sooner rather than later. Photo AFP right wing Dele Alli. Tottenham Hotspur. Apart from his affinity to score wondrous goals, Dele Alli doesn't quite have a standout ability, but yet is one of English football's big hopes. At times his naughtiness gets him in trouble, but the lanky midfielder continues to churn out performances that belie his young age. Along with Kane, the 21-year-old Alli is one of Spurs' brightest prospects, and after his 18-goal return in the Premier League last season, picking him was a no-brainer. The Gunners' senior options in this position, Theo Walcott and Danny Welbeck, have had their moments, but due to a variety of reasons, haven't truly established themselves as sure shot starters. Dele Alli loves scoring goals and Arsenal will have to keep an eye on him on Saturday. Photo AFP final score: Arsenal 3, Tottenham Hotspur 8.